Welcome to another episode of Believe in Falcons. I'm your host, Ovie. As always, we got the greatest tailback in Falcons franchise history. He hasn't to say it. I'll say it for him. Michael the Burger Turner. We have a game, Mike. We have a game we're supposed to win that we didn't win last year. And it's a chance for us to get on a roll, to actually get some momentum, to hopefully make sure we tell the whole world and ourselves that last game wasn't a fluke. That win was not a fluke. And the Panthers, as bad as they are, I still don't feel comfortable that this is going to be a guaranteed W. It should be a guaranteed W, but the Panthers always find a way as a division rival to make this interesting.
Yeah, it's their home opener too, so it's going to be tough for us. The fans going to be extra juice, extra pump for that first game at home. And like you said, man, it's a division game. Anything can happen, man. And I hope we don't go in there thinking that we just got this game in the bag, man, because we still got a revenge on our minds from last year, having the playoffs on the line or potential playoff spot on the line, and they came and embarrassed us in Atlanta. And hopefully we got revenge on our minds and come back on this week and just dominate them, man. Dominate. Don't give them any hope this week, man, because we're supposed to dominate them on paper, but man, this something about playing in Carolina, man. It's always something, man.
It's always something. Again, Believe in Falcons presented by FanDuel. We're out here trying to bet on our team and hope that we win the way we're supposed to win, but it's just so very hard when people are so used to the Falcons being the Falcons of old. Yeah. And I want to believe, I so badly want to believe that what we saw last game, and it was amazing. I've been all over Atlanta. I've been on a couple of radio stations, and I've heard you on a couple of interviews. It's exciting to have Billy Bowman and to have Pierce Jr. and to have, all of our rookies, Xavier Watson, everybody, Jalen Walker showing up and getting sacks, getting interceptions, getting active. This is the young foundation of our team. This is who we're going to be, 2, 3, 4 years from now, because all these guys are on their rookie contracts. The best time to win is when you got great players at a reasonable price, because that way you can still spend money on the big guys, even though I don't know how that Kirk Cousins deal factors into stuff and giving us availability. But Terry Fontenot did his thing. We have the core of guys who are going to make us a Super Bowl contender. I'm not ready to say this year we are Super Bowl contenders, but what I feel comfortable saying is that we can be dark horses with these guys by game 6, by game 10, by game 12. Getting better from what we saw week 2, that's exciting. And I want them to progress while beating teams we're supposed to beat, and by helping to change the culture of the Falcons. We got a little meanness and nastiness, but I've never seen us really stomp on somebody's neck and apply pressure and be able to just kind of let people know there is no chance. Don't keep this close. Don't go back and forth. Don't make dumb mistakes. Like, let's do what I haven't seen in a long time, just a 20, 30, 40-point blowout.
Okay, well, you asking for a lot right now.
I am, because you're the Panthers, dude.
For a lot. It's still the NFL, man. You know how these games go. I think we only favored by 5.5 points.
I know, right?
Shout out to FanDuel. We only favored by not only, but that's still a sizable margin of victory, in the NFL. So we are the favorites. We are highly favored, and like you said, we got this core, man, this young core, man, that's gelling this. And already showing up week 2. That's the bright spot, man. That's why fans are excited about this team, because, the young rookies are showing up right away, and we expect them. We expected like maybe week 3, week 4, getting their feet wet, get used to the game. But no, they're playing right now. Now we just need our vets to match that energy the rookies put in, and then see where we go this week.
I love it, and Bryce Young has been up and down. He's been more than fallible. We know that he's not yet turned into this great franchise quarterback they want to be. He's shown flashes, but he hasn't shown consistent flashes. So they're probably going to do what they did last game and the game before. Chuba Hubbard. The last 3 games, 49 carries, 239 yards, averages around 5.5 yards per carry. That's not good for us. And I hope that this new defense with Dave Onyemata and Ruka and all the interior linemen that have stepped up in big ways. Caden Ellis stepped up. Devon Diablo, the man who got a name where he can work in clubs, the other kind of clubs. Like he sounded like we got a different defense that ain't gonna let Chuba Hubbard do what he's done every single game, which is every 2 runs he's getting a first down. So I know that Bryce is a danger, but if we stop the run first this game, I think we can put ourselves in a great position to control the game.
You know what? Yeah, because their offense struggled last week against Arizona for the first half. And then they came on strong in the second half. So hopefully, for us and our sake, that they didn't find some that really clicked and they get carried on that momentum going into this week. It's gonna, like I said, it's gonna be our matchups, and I think our adjustments that we're gonna be able to handle this young offense that they have. XL Xavier Legette. He hasn't had a big season yet, but hopefully he doesn't pick up this year and start going off against us. And it's like I said, we can't underestimate this team, man.
Nope.
And Bryce Young, he has the talent, man. He has the tools. He showed us last year that if you give him time, he can rip you apart and pick you apart. So hopefully we get them in 3rd and long situations where our guys can pin their ears back and get after the quarterback, man. Because we've been great pressuring the quarterback so far this year. But the key is gotta stop that run, man. Gotta stop that run in 1st and 2nd down.
Stop the run, make Bryce feel uncomfortable. We've been, again, did a great job rushing the passer, but we could even do a better job because they got injuries, Mike. They got 2 interior linemen that are down, right. Yeah. And this is going to make us, it's like, you better start frothing at the mouth. You better start getting excited because you can't pray for a better situation to where not the top guy, the backup. And I say all the time, for the most part, backups are backups for a reason. And these backups should be as good as our starters. So we have a prime opportunity to even build on what we did because it's possible. You now have surprised yourself, proven to yourself we can't go out there, do the moves, dip and rip, and get to the QB. Yes, Bryce is a little more mobile, but he's also, this big, and you get a hand on him, you can bring him down. So I'm excited to see what they do, but I want us to match the lack of offense they're hopefully going to produce with us actually creating an offense that can not just get the ball down the field, but can score. The fact that we have 5 field goals was great for the kicker. John Parker Romo is loving it. He's like, hey, if I had 1 kick, they kind of wondered if I still, was in it to win it. If I could be the guy, I had 5 kicks. I made all of them. One of them or 2 of them was kind of close, but he made all of them. And that's another story with him and our friend Younghoe Koo. I thought it was done. I thought they were going to tell Younghoe Koo to backpack his bags, but there's something about they can bring him up like 2-3 times without having to give him a real roster spot. So they can still kind of play around. And Younghoe Koo, as far as I believe, is still on the roster because they're like, hey, can this guy do it back to back? And then it's going to get real interesting. But kicking field goals is not what we want. We want to score touchdowns, and we have to get Drake and Kyle Pitts more involved and to be able to, it's a Zach Robinson deal. We got to have a coordinator that understands how to switch up the game plan when we get in that red zone. And there's been multiple accounts of Zach Robinson being extremely honest, slightly vulnerable, and talking about what he's done right, what he's done wrong. And to say that it's not the players, it's him putting the players in a position to win, which doesn't always happen. Coaches don't like to say, yeah, I kind of messed up. I haven't done a great job. That's never something you want to have on tape. But he was. I heard a couple stations talking about it, about how Zach Robinson did the thing that coordinators don't do. Said, "Yeah, my bad." And if he can do that and actually make the changes and give our guys a chance to win, it's going to get fun, man. Because we have talent. We've had talent for a long time. We've been bursting with talent. Bijan has shown what we can do. And people are still ragging on Kyle Pitts. So I'm saying, hey, we're going in the right direction. Kyle Pitts has done more in the last couple of games than he's done in the last couple of seasons. And if we're all starting to get a little bit better and, learn how to gel, it's only week 2. And we'll go back to the preseason comment, week 4, 5, or 6. But these guys are not accustomed to playing full speed together in a major way. It's still a learning curve. So we're going to see what happens, but those field goals got to be touchdowns.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I like about this coaching staff, man. They've been really transparent of what's really going on with the team. They don't hide behind their mistakes. They own up to their mistakes. If there's one, they take the criticism and move forward. And like you said, like you said, like we didn't play perfect in Minnesota. Everybody,
Nope.
it was a great game, but we left a lot of points out there on the field. That red zone, man, that red zone is going to be key factors of winning. And we need to finish drives with touchdowns, man. When you get to playing great teams and good teams, the teams that better you, those can be difference makers. That can make or break a game here and there. So we will see once we get in that red zone, man, how we get in there, how we going to execute the offense. And it should be easier because in Minnesota, it was very loud in Minnesota. Carolina's not that type of atmosphere. So it should be easier to call plays, get the plays in and out, have enough time on the clock, maybe get some audibles in there for Michael Penix and see what he can do as far as making adjustments and things like that.
Yeah, because you were at Minnesota, so you heard the crowd. You were
right.
Fully aware of that that insane noise. It was hard to hear, correct?
Yeah, man. It was like I said, Minnesota's a very underrated team as far as noise, the crowd noise. That's one hell of a stadium, man. That gets that crowd going, and everybody's in sync. And that man, all the butts are in the seats, man, watching the game and cheering on those Vikings. We was able to handle that situation very well for the most part, and come out there with a W.
Yeah, no, third worst red zone percentage in the NFL. That's where we are, third worst, and I don't like it. We can't win like that consistently, and so hopefully that changes. Mike, let's talk about me and you and our experience playing division games, because we've been in situations where we've played against the Saints. They've been good. We're playing them. We get all hyped up because they're rivals. Play against the Bucs, we're hyped up because usually the Bucs are pretty good. And I've been on teams with you where the Panthers are there. And I'm going to be honest with you, Mike. I did not watch as much film when the Panthers were in town. I did not, work out as much when the Panthers were in town because I don't know. This is unfortunately me telling the truth. I felt like it should be an easy win. I mean, the linebackers, maybe because I was veteran. I was a veteran, and so I didn't do that. It didn't come back to bite me all the way. It probably didn't help, and I saw some unique, exotic blitzes that maybe I should have watched a second or third film session. But how do the players? How did you stay up for games that weren't really big games? There is no flash, there is no pop, there's no sizzle, there's not Sunday Night Football. It's just the Panthers. Like, how did you stay up for games to where they didn't have all of the build up as some of the big primetime games?
It just simple. I knew I was going to get a big doses of the football, so I had to stay. I was like, this is my time to get my stats in. Like during that time, the Panthers were struggling towards after that first season in 2008. They was pretty good.
Cam Newton,
but no, Cam came later. But I'm talking about
Cam came later. Okay,
Cam came later. But that's when they end up getting the number one pick to get Cam Newton. That's when they started struggling.
So bad.
Right? Yeah,
they're so bad.
Right. So stay up for these games. Like, you got to control the clock. I want us to control the clock. I know it's going to get a lot of carries, a lot of rushing yards. And like I said, I always put up big numbers against the Panthers. So, you know what I'm saying, throughout my career. Maybe about one or two games I had a bad game against them. They shut down the run. But for the most part, I dominated Panthers, man. They used to call me the Panther Killer in their newspapers up there. So
the Panther Killer.
Right. But you saw, as far as division games, this is our second division game. This is their first. And we already lost one. We can't lose two division games. So I hope Raheem is putting stress on his games. Like, look, guys, we can't go 0-2 in division. 1-2 in our record overall. If we lose this game, Sunday night doesn't mean anything. So we want to build that. We want to build that momentum up, keep that game going, keep that energy going, keep that flow going. So when we do come back home, we got a wave to ride.
Yeah, like our friend Tom McClure, Mud Duck, says, there's no momentum like momentum.
Right.
There's momentum like momentum. A little dip in his mouth, always talking. But no, it's about putting back-to-back performances together. So I can't talk enough about how important this is, but it's going to take a team effort. I I know that the Kyle Pitts talk is getting kind of tired, and this is his, in essence, contract year, and he's trying to show us. And usually those big old red armbands make you think of Matthew Judon from last year and disappointment. But now you see those little red armbands and Kyle Pitts running. You're like, okay, let's go. Let's figure out how to make it work. And our offensive coordinator has talked about putting Kyle Pitts in a better situation to win, because there are a couple of times they put Kyle Pitts in a traditional tight end position to block. And I know they have to do this because you can't be like, all right, Kyle Pitts is in, they're throwing the ball. All right, Kyle Pitts is out, they're not throwing the ball. So they try to mix it up, and he got ragdolled. I was again, you were in Minnesota, I was watching on TV. I rewinded, I was like, ooh. And it happened like a couple of times to where I know that he's not built frame-wise for blocking defensive ends, but you also can't always make him a pass catcher. And in the opposite, I think Charlie Werner, their tight end / H-back, or their version of the fullback, he moved from on the line to off the line, and it was almost like wherever he went, that's where the ball went. That's been some of the criticism of Zach's offense, to where it's too predictable. And I was able to kind of see that, just being a casual fan, watched it and seeing, Kyle Pitts left, throwing the ball to Kyle left, Kyle Pitts right, throwing the ball to Kyle right. Charlie Werner left, he motions, ball goes, Charlie Werner's going. So it's about keeping the offense simple enough, but also having enough creativity to make sure you're keeping them off balance. I frankly liked I liked our offense, because we dumbed it all the way down. And we were slightly creative with our motions and shifts with Mike Mularkey, but at a certain point, they knew what we were doing. We knew what we were doing, and they couldn't stop it. And I was perfectly fine with that.
Right, that's sign of maturity, man. Like when the teams know what you're doing, they can't stop it, man. So that's when you know you got a foundation that you are what you are, man. You gotta live and die by your sword, man. And but we get it boosted this week with Darryl Mooney coming back.
Darnell Mooney. Yeah.
So we'll see how that plays into effect of our offense, and how Zach Robinson can be more creative with Kyle Pitts and Mooney out there on the field at the same time. But at the same time, Drake's banged up a little bit. So
come on, Jersey, you can't do that.
So we'll see how that goes, man. And see how we play out this Sunday. But hopefully it's a big dose of Bijan again and Tyler Algier. That's our bread and butter this year. It should be, by the way. But we'll see how that goes. See if they can stop that. I know they're gonna be focused on that. Hopefully, but
it better be.
If they load the box up, whatever it is, and maybe Michael Penix can take off with the run and the passing game.
Yeah, no, I have no problem with that being our first, second, and third option. Bijan, Tyler Bijan. I think Tyler had almost 70-something yards. Bijan had 140, 50-something yards. It's going to be, I think, a high-scoring game, but FanDuel has us at over-under 44.5 points, I believe. Actually 43.5. The over-under is at 43.5 points.
That's an average NFL game, yeah. We'll see. Like I said, if Bryce Young, you let Bryce Young get hot, man, he's a dangerous quarterback, and that score can go up mighty quickly. So
you take the over. Like, so you're basically saying that the over would be the smart bet.
I would say take the over based on us getting hot in the red zone.
Okay, you gotta make a decision. I'm sure before they find out they get hot. So
right. So they might get 14 points on us. I say I don't want to be, what I'm saying. They at home. This their first home game.
Yeah.
They'll get
right
14.
Yeah. They're gonna put their hard-earned money, their hard-earned cash, based on Michael Turner's opinion of this FanDuel over-under scenario.
If it's the over, it's because our offense lighten up the scoreboard, man. I'll put it like that. That's all right.
No, I feel good about that. So everyone, Mike says take the over. It doesn't work out. You come get Michael Turner. He lives at 555 5th Street, and it's going to be up to him to either pay your money back or win you some money. Mike, the season, the season is a long one, 17 games. Includes a trip to Germany. And these types of games can either build character, or it can kind of poke a hole in the spirit of a team. And not that, hey, we lose this game, all is lost. I just know if we lose this game, it's going to take a while to start things back up again. But if we win this game and start to build that momentum and start to really figure out who we are by just tweaking things here, the biggest thing that I love it when teams do it, and I try to tell or encourage everyone to understand, hey, mistakes are going to happen. It's fine. Just don't keep on making the same dang mistakes. Hey, don't keep on jumping off sides. Don't keep on, motioning incorrectly. Don't keep on, getting fooled on the same blitz. Like you got to learn from that, especially these young guys. And so I think if we can bring that together, win this game, talk about momentum, talk about the rest of the season, this can be big because, again, like I started the podcast, we usually don't win the games we're supposed to win. We'll find some way to win a game that against a powerhouse. We'll lose a game against an easy win. We don't do things in the way that we're supposed to. So I just really hope that as we come into this, some may say sleeper of a Carolina Panthers team, we look at them like they're like Tom Brady led New England Patriots. We look at them as like, all right, this is our Super Bowl. Every game has to be our Super Bowl. And I did admit, don't tell Mike Smith a malarkey. I did admit that sometimes I did not get as prepared for Panthers games. I admitted it, but I want you to be better than me. Don't be me. Don't say, "Oh, Ovie did it," and then he's a big time All-Pro NFL. No. Ovie did it, and it probably wasn't the right thing to do. But that's human nature. You have to fight against that. So you guys be better than Ovie, because I know all the Falcons fans and coaches are watching this. And so when y'all are practicing, treat the Panthers like they're the Patriots of old, not the current Patriots. They're not good at all.
You know what? We just gotta expect that energy, man. They're gonna have that first punch is gonna be crazy, man. Because they haven't won a game yet. It's their first game at home. It's the division games. The Falcons. Evidently, they treat us like we're their rival, according to
I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, the rivalry.
Look at it. I was on the Panthers Believe in Panthers channel, and then we talked about that a little bit. And we right down the road, we right down the street, and it should be a natural rival for us. But we got the ain'ts. They can't.
Yeah, and you have to actually win some, lose some to be a rivalry.
Right. So it hasn't been any back and forth lately. But
no,
like I said, we can't sleep on this team. We're on the road again. Let's get 2-0 on the road. That would be huge for the Falcons. Getting 2 wins on the road under our belt, that'll be great. But then again, like, we gotta look at the division too. We gotta get 1-1 in the division. You can't fall 0-2 in the division, man. This is a big game for us, and we cannot overlook this game.
I agree, Mike. I agree. All right, well, let's shut it down for the pod. As always, thank y'all for watching, listening, liking, subscribing. We're gonna try to find some outside of our basement venues and try to do some stuff on location, invite y'all out, ask some questions. So we have some things in the works. Mike and I will let you guys know, but as always, believe in Falcons.
Believe in Falcons, baby.